Indian Mrfa project, poor performance of Russian aircraft in Ukraine war. The Indian Air Force ditches Russian-origin fighter jet in Mrfa competition.
The Mrfa project.
The Indian Air Force is reportedly planning to procure 114 multi-role fighter aircraft, Mrfa, with 96 aircraft to be produced within the country. Aircraft manufacturers participating in the tender are Saab, Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Dassault Aviation.
Indian Air Force has removed Russia's Irkut Corporation and Sukhoi Design Bureau from its Mrfa project.
In the Mrfa competition, F-15EX, Raful, F-21, Gripen, and Eurofighter Typhoon are expected to compete. Let's analyze what prompted India turn to the West for its fighter jet requirement.
Comment below and let us know what you think of India's decision to pursue Western fighter jets. The Ukraine War. The Ukraine war and ensuing sanctions are devastatingly impacting the Russian aerospace sector.
Sanctions are crippling the Russian capacity to finish developing, much less mass-produce, next-generation combat aircraft such as the Su-57 and Su-75. The military reputation of the Russian aerospace forces has been badly tarnished by its poor performance during the invasion of Ukraine, and that is rubbing off on the aircraft. Even with a clear numerical and quantitative superiority over the Ukrainian Air Force, Russia has failed to gain any operational or tactical superiority over the battlefield from the air. To make matters worse, Russian aircraft lack the data link to coordinate attacks, with ground forces limiting air operations to avoid friendly fire. Further, add to that insult, the military attractiveness of the Su-30SM and Su-35 as multi-purpose fighters has been diminished since Russia reportedly lost 2 squadrons of Su-35 in Ukraine. Squeezed by sanctions and pressed to replace Russia's destroyed equipment, Russia's aerospace sector isn't likely to have aircraft to sell, even if it wants to. The Su-57 suffers from a low production rate. Export models are unlikely to be available until the end of the next 2 decades. The medium-weight Su-75, the so-called checkmate aircraft, has only been realized in models and computer graphics. Indian Air Force turns to the West. So far, India has terminated several major projects with Russia, such as the Su-30 MKI upgrade project, the purchase of 18 new Su-30 MKI, Mi-17 helicopters, T-90 tanks, and assault weapons procurement projects. India currently has 272 Su-30 MKI, 45 MiG-29K, and 90 MiG-29S aircraft. In 2009, 2010, 2016, and 2019, the Indian Air Force and Indian Navy expressed concern to Russian Rostec, Irkut Corporation and Sukhoi Design Bureau for their Russian-origin fighter jets. India struggled to source spare parts from Russia. An Indian Controller and Auditor General identified 17 design flaws in Russian-made turbofan engines. During the Kargil skirmish with Pakistan Air Force, the Indian Air Force's Su-30 MKI failed to engage with the Pakistani F-16C, citing concerns with the Su-30 MKI radar and missile system. Russian-origin Su-30 MKI and MiG-29 have 45% and 17% availability, respectively. By 2035, the Indian Air Force aims to attain a 42 squadron strength and deploy nearly 450 aircraft each along the borders of China and Pakistan. Saab Gripen could be a great cost-effective solution for India, but Saab has supplied a high-tech airborne early warning system to rival Pakistan. India may opt out of Saab Gripen. With the Su-35 and MiG-35 out of competition, Boeing's F-15EX, Dassault Raful, and Lockheed Martin's F-21 fighter jets remain the 3 leading contenders. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube and Instagram.